On Felucia, the Seps dug their metal heels into the muck of that alien hellhole and dared the Republic to come in after them. So we did.
May the 4th be with you. Get it? Because that's today. And it's almost the thing they say in Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And if you look back at some of my old builds, which you shouldn't because they're bad, it's mostly Star Wars. And much to the dismay of younger me, I'm not a Star Wars builder. In fact, my last real Star Wars build was like 3 years ago. But I recently had my chance to get back into Star Wars building because my lug did a huge collaborative Felucia.
Only to be met with the month after month of flesh-eating diseases, shrieking nocturnal predators, and other sights that haunt me to this day. Cut off and for all we knew, abandoned by our superiors. Our only hope was
Ben the Brick Builder,
our Jedi Commander.
Good morning, Felucia.
Felucia is probably one of the most recognizable Star Wars planets you can build. And really, all you need is big flowers and boom, everyone knows it's Felucia. I, however, put on my botanist hat and scrubbed through footage of Battlefront. And I tried to get as accurate to the flora as I possibly could. And I think I accomplished that pretty well. I even added some spicy lights. These big blue flowers are probably the most recognizable Felucia plants. And the ones I built are probably a little small, but I think I really nailed the look. And using these snot bricks, I was kind of able to create a round shape. And for the plant itself, it's a gradient of dark blue, trans dark blue, and trans light blue. This looks great as is, but even better lit up. On the top here, I used some capes from a Ninjago figure. I don't know who did it first, but it stayed in my noggin as something to do for Felucia, and it's just perfect for the actual look of the plants. I decided on this stem being pink because I really wanted to use the new glitter trans dark pink fern piece, and I think it looks great. And then I've got these two similar plants. I think it's probably just less grown versions of the flower, but they're both built around Travis bricks with a cone on top, as well as making more use of the ferns. Oh, and a banana. For this tall, stocky plant, I went with more of a stylistic choice. Getting it accurate to the source material would be incredibly difficult, especially at this scale. Each of these layers is supposed to be like a clear ball, but with the parts that I have and the parts that are available, the only way I can think of doing that is the Jurassic World gyrosphere, but that would be huge. But I ended up going with tan and kind of kept it to a roundish shape. And for the black layers, it's one of these octagonal plates with a bunch of different clips and stuff. This whole thing is definitely recognizable as Felucia. Carrying on with the foliage, there's a couple of these mushrooms dotted around. I wish I had added more, but I didn't. And then these grass stems. If I could get them to glow green and red, that'd be perfect. Okay, let's talk Seps. Obviously, we got our B1 battle droids. These tan ingots work perfectly for the backpacks that the droids have, and they should be pretty available as they were on the pick-a-brick wall. And then we've got our B2s. And I attached some blaster bolts with some TNO Exoforce hands, and it looks pretty good. But my friend Azure Bricks actually made some wrist rockets launching, and it's pretty simple, only using one of these hand plates, some ice cream, and a grenade. Now these staffs I have are heavily inspired by Luca S projects, and inspired is stretching it, because I pretty much ripped it off. I did change the guns, and I added the handlebars, but other than that, it's all the same. However, this design is all mine. My dwarf spider droid. It's like 4 years old at this point, and there are definitely better ones out there, but I like it because it's mine. I was kind of working on getting instructions for sale, but I had some technical difficulties. But if anyone wants to buy instructions, go ahead and shoot me an email. But here's where it gets good. These two explosions might be my favorite part of the build, especially the one that's the dwarf spider droid being blown up. Kaboom! The explosions are made with these rock pieces, the Rock Raider boulders, and a bunch of antennas attached at different angles. And the lights in them have a board that makes them flicker, and I guess that makes it more explosion-like. To segue into the Republic, let's talk about some crates. I used 3 different crate designs. The first one is this barrel, and you're pretty much wedging tiles into a 2x2 round plate. They look great. You can get get funky with the colors, and you can even change the height. The second one is basically just doing math with some brackets, and the grill tiles add some nice texture. I even added a screen to this one. I actually don't know who designed these two, otherwise I'd give credit. This third one is designed by Mainland Garrick, and it uses roller skates to get connections. Overall, I think it looks really cool, and I think I gotta start using the roller skate more. And in the front corner, I've got a stack of crates with some helmets on them. And these are potentially a nod to the fallen Phase 1 troops on Felucia. I used a bar to attach this one, because using a head, there would be a gap between the floor and the helmet. There were basically 3 schools of thought when it came to picking a legion for Felucia. The 501st, because I have a lot of them, and the 501st Journals. The 327th, because that's who we primarily see on Felucia. And my shinies from the new battle pack. I didn't do the 501st, and my reasoning is because I didn't do the 327th because I don't have any, nor do we have an updated version, but I did go with the shinies. And it's mostly because of this, but we'll get into it later. I slapped a couple of the macro binoculars on them because that's how we see the 327th, and I gave one a backpack. It's actually a first order jetpack, but with a cheese slope it looks exactly like the clone backpack. I've never really gone out of my way to get custom blasters, but I was able to equip each figure with one, and with my newly acquired blue Exoforce hands, it let me clip on a cone for some blaster fire. Getting these guys to look like they were running with the blaster was a challenge, but I absolutely love how it came out. You do gotta pop the arm out of the socket though. Furthermore, we've got this hollow table. It's also lit up and it's looking sick. And we got a pretty good slew of figures around here. A couple clone officers, and these binoculars work really good for like a data pad. My childhood clone pilot from Palpatine's shuttle that has seen much better days. What might be my favorite astromech, or at least the dome. It's from the Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter with hyperspace ring, and it's just on an Imperial astromech body. I love the look of it. And last but not least, our clone commander. And I'm using the OG visor, comma, and pauldron because it goes great with my custom Clone Walker battle pack. Originally, I was trying to design my own ATRT, but it was getting really big and I wasn't liking anything that I was doing. That's when I had the thought. What if, rather than trying to make something that actually exists, make something that doesn't, so I don't have to worry about it being accurate? The Clone Walker Battle Pack was an obvious choice. I am absolutely loving how this turned out. I matched the colors as best as I could. The shaping is great and detailed. What more could you ask for? I'm going to be working on instructions for this at some point, just haven't gotten to it yet. And I might even be looking into making kits. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think that's everything I got to say about this build. It was a blast getting back into Star Wars, and I just signed up for a 3-year Star Wars RPG, so this won't be the last Star Wars from me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
And may the 4th be with you always.
Oh, and I wanted to share this. Some of my custom TK troopers in an Imperial gunship. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a build with these. Just really wanted to share them.